In a broadcasting booth where usually it's warm and cozy, and it's been, I can't tell you how many years since I've done a game outside, but I'm enjoying it. The weather is not too bad. I want to introduce some young people who are really helping us here tonight. This is Mike Milliken from Bishop Luers High School. I think he's a sophomore on the football team. Not yet. You're a freshman, all right. You're doing well spotting for us. And this is Jim Clancy from Indianapolis Chatard High School. And you're a sophomore, and our official statistician on our right here is John Osler, and he's doing a great job. We have a 14-7 score here at halftime, and the band from Bishop Luers is out of the field right now entertaining the fans, and we'll be back with more following station identification. We pause here in Indianapolis for station identification. And while the Bishop Luers band entertains at halftime, 14-7 in favor of the Trojans of Indianapolis Chatard, the scoring plays first half. First period with 41 seconds to play. Dave Slater ran 63 yards for a touchdown. The extra point by Jenkins Good, 7-0 Luers. Then Chatard, as time ran out of the first period, Delvin Bailey ran 56 yards. The extra point was wide, 7-6 in favor of Bishop Luers. And then with 6:58 to go in the second period, Indianapolis Chatard scored on a 26-yard pass and run play. Fennell getting the pass from John Sam, and the extra point, a two-point conversion was good on a pass to Fillenworth, and the score 14-7 in favor of Indianapolis Chatard. Halftime here, Bruce Field, Lawrence Central High School. Luers has 7 first downs to Chatard's 8. Rushing yardage, Luers 89, Chatard 88. Passing yardage, however, Chatard 60, Bishop Luers 30. Total yardage, Chatard 148 and Luers 119. Penalties, Chatard has 5 for 25 yards, Luers 1 for 15. Possession time, Chatard 12 minutes 49 seconds and Bishop Luers 11 minutes and 11 seconds. Individual stats, Bailey has run 86 yards and 13 carries. Slater 100 yards in 11 carries. Passing Sam 5 for 11, 60 yards for the Trojans. Effinger 3 out of 6 for 30 yards. Cottrell has caught 2 for 20 yards. Fennell 1 for 26, including a touchdown for Indianapolis Chatard. Doidane has 1 for 13 yards for Luers. Carto 1 for 9, Slater 1 for 8. Punting, Franklin has punted once for 39 yards. Slater has punted once for 36 yards, and those are the stats for the first half. About one of the individual members of the Bishop Luers Knights forward wall.
We've seen some outstanding defensive end play by both Romery and Litchfield, but I'll tell you, this Mark Litchfield has just been outstanding. When you're playing a team with this type of speed and trying to contain and not let them get outside of you, he's just been outstanding. I know that I've tried to coach many ends, and tonight he's just had a tremendous and a championship performance, and I think Coach should be very proud of him.
Well, we're ready for the start of the second half in just a moment. And with the score of 14-7 in favor of Indianapolis Chatard, we're about ready for the kickoff, opening the third period of the game at Bruce Field, Lawrence Central High School in Indianapolis. This is the AA championship. And Frank, Bishop Luers has the option here, probably will receive at the start of the second half, but I imagine then Chatard will take whatever win there is.
I'm sure. You know, we talked about it right before the end of the half. Even though the Luers Knights did not score on that last drive, but they did build up some momentum, showing that they could control that line of scrimmage. And they've just got to be patient at the start of this game, and when they get the ball, they've got to just methodically move it down and try to, instead of trying to get it all at once, and just play their game plan. And I think the game is still close enough that it's very important that they just don't get impatient and stay with their game plan.
Well, the 4 losses by Bishop Luers this year have been to Snyder, to Northrop, to Woodland, 3-0, and to Bishop Dwenger, a team that will be playing for the AAA championship tomorrow night at Warren Central High School, and will be covered on tape by this television station. Indianapolis Chatard has gone undefeated this entire season. Chatard is averaging 30 points a game. giving up only 6.5 points a game. Luers has 7, and that's about that 6.5 per game average. But I have a feeling the scoring is not over, Frank, in this game.
No, I don't believe so either. And, you know, now's a good time to maybe mention it, but both teams have real fine kickers, and John Jenkins for Luers, and this Hakila for Chittard. Both of them are capable, so if it's close at the end, it could just come down to who can kick one.
Well, Dave Slater is going back deep, being joined by Dave Hartman. And doing the kicking off is Tapio Haikala.
Number 32, Dave Hartman, and number 36, Dave Slater.
14-7, Chittard taking the lead on a 26-yard pass midway through the second period. Dave Slater scored the lone touchdown for Bishop Luers on a 63-yard run that came very suddenly, and it was a quick opener over the left side, and you just outrace everybody to the goal line. Haikala ready to do the kicking off. Raises his hand in the air, as you see. A crowd of about 3,600 here tonight, near capacity, waiting for the start of the second half. Luers needs a good possession right here.
It's very important that they actually just maintain that momentum they had at the end of the first half.
Not sure what they're waiting for, but there's a delay. I know the people that have the chains are just coming out. Maybe they like the warmth of that locker room.
Eichel has been putting it in the end zone each time, and Luers has been starting on the 20.
Well, they have more than 3 outstanding players, but we have seen 3. Very impressed with them, of course, the Delvin Bailey, also Damon Taylor, and the kicker isn't too shabby either.
No, this Franklin he's just, you know, Heichel is good, but Franklin is the superstar that plays the end and just a great athlete. They've got a lot of athletes, and I think that, well, their record shows that.
They are the lines people who are late, ladies and gentlemen, right there. And we're ready to start the second half. Haikala again signals the whistle, and here we go to the 40-yard line. Hartman and Slater are deep. This is the wind, and it's coming to the end zone, into the end zone, touchback, 20-yard line, first out of 10. And now for Bishop Luers, we have Dodane, Budrow, Sturm, Gili, Mullins, Top, Jackson, Effinger, Slater, Hartman, and Dwyer or Carto. We'll see who's in there right now. Center Gili is over the ball, and it is Dwyer. Dodane is wide left, split backs, and there's the handoff. It is to Dave Hartman. Hartman picks up a couple, doesn't get too much as Chris Clark is there to bring him down.
They tried the outside veer, though. That's the same play that Slater ran for a touchdown, but they gave it to Hartman, and he cut it to the inside instead of the outside that time.
Well, he made one more yard than I thought he did. It's on the 4-yard line as they finally spot it, unpile the Gladiators down on the turf. So it'll second down and about 6. Same formation, the backs are split, they're not on the eye. Slater and Hartman. This time it's to Slater. He bounces off of one man, keeps his feet, falls forward, but he's not to the 30-yard line as Rob Tilley, a big senior at 190-pounder, playing the linebacker spot, making the tackle.
Well, I think Coach Kiefer had a talk with him, and what they're trying to do is just blow out straight on, the defense blowing them back and just handing the ball off on straight dives. Outside veer, inside veer.
Split backs again. Dwyer in the slot. Handoff is to Slater. Slater is hit right at the 30-yard line and brought down by Mike Fee and also Mike Hackman. First down. Ball right on the 30-yard line.
The inside veer, they tried to just attack and double team that nose man and just drive him back, and all they needed is a yard, and they got that.
Slater is tying a shoe, and he got a little help from the official. He didn't mark the ball set for play until he finished tying the shoe. So now they have the 25 seconds. Dodane is wide to the right side. Wyer's in the slot to the right. And it is headed off. No, it is not. It is kept by Effinger. And he's brought down right at the line of scrimmage by Damon Taylor. Second down at about 10. Excuse me, Frank.
The defensive end did a real nice job on that play because basically he stayed right with the quarterback instead of taking the fake on the inside.
Geely's over the ball. Dodane wide on our side of the field. The wide side of the field is second down and 10. Luers are going to have to open up this defense a little bit. And here's the pitch to Slater. Slater gets a block, cuts into the 30. He's down near the 33-yard line. Hitting him first, Rick Masters, and right on top is Mike Rowe.
This whole second half, they've been running out of a slot formation, and I noticed they're running toward the slot. So they must have picked something up upstairs in the press box, and the coaches have talked about it at halftime.
Carto enters the lineup, number 34. It'll be third down and 7. Put it on the 33-yard line in Lewis territory. We're in the third quarter at 9 minutes and 18 seconds. It is 14-7 in favor of Indianapolis-Chatard. They have not lost a football game all season. And there is some movement on the line of scrimmage against Luers. A quick kick by Slater goes high in the air, not too well hit. It's bounding back. It took a Chatard bounce, and it's killed at the 50-yard line. The penalty flags, however, probably will be ignored, and because there was movement on the line. There it is, just over the 50-yard line into Lewis territory. Illegal procedure is called against Bishop Luers.
I think the timing of that quick kick was thrown off with the procedure, and I know Dave just didn't extend through the ball, and that's basically why he had the backspin on the ball.
Well, we saw it in replay catching just the last part of it, but there was some movement along the line of scrimmage against Luers. So Chatard takes the football, declines the penalty. 9 minutes, 7 seconds to go. Ball on the 49-yard line, just inside of Luers territory. Centers over the ball, Dan Hackman for Chatard. Delvin Bailey is deep, along with fullback Mike Hackman. The Hackmans are brothers. And it's Bailey on a handoff, picks up about 3 yards. Tripped by Cal Miller. So make it second down and 6 or 7. Let's see where they spot it.
They tried to isolate on Cal that time and sent the fullback right at him, and he stepped up and met the block very well and kept the game from going any more than what it did.
Let's call it second down and a long 6. Delvin Bailey again, deep as you look at the quarterback, John Somm, the center, Dan Hackman. Somm is going to throw, going deep, going for the long bomb, but it's way overthrown at the 22-yard line. He was throwing for Chris Barnes, and Tom Carto was back there defensively, who's now playing 2 ways, offensively as a flanker, defensively as a cornerback.
If you'll notice, the quarterback was on his back, and Litchfield was right in on top of him.
It'll be third down. Third down at about 6. John DuBois enters the lineup as a wide receiver. DuBois wide to the right. High formation. DuBois in motion now. He turns back the other way, as you see, number 80. Here's the pitch back to Delvin Bailey. Bailey cruising wide to the right. He tries to turn the corner and doesn't get it done. He's driven out of bounds by Chris Conroy. So it'll be fourth down. The punter goes in. Franklin, Terry Franklin, who's punted once in this football game for 39 yards, will punt for the second time. Bailey is strung out and thrown out of bounds by Chris Conroy. So it'll be fourth down and 6 with 8:06 to go in the third. Double safeties back for Luers. Slater and Hartman. Terry Franklin will kick from his own 45. He's kicking with the wind. A long driving kick goes to and into the end zone. So it'll be another touchback. The ball will be brought out to the 20, and so with 8 minutes to go in the third quarter, the score is Indianapolis-Chatard 14 and Bishop Luers 7.
Back up, you guys.
And we put the ball in play. Luers first and 10 on the 20-yard line. Dave Slater, who's gone 73 yards once today, is the deep back. And the ball is headed off to Dave Hartman, but quickly Chittard is there behind Rick Masters making the tackle. So there's no gain. It's 2nd down and 10.
That time was the first time I've seen them run away from the slot this second half. And it looks like that Chittard is slanting their defense into the tight end. And that's why that tight end was there to stop that play.
2nd down and long. Chittard puts Jim Walker into the lineup, takes out a linebacker, puts in another cornerback. Bogdan is in the game now for Luers. Ball is headed off to Dave Slater, and trap play through the middle. He's in the 30, 35, 40, 45. He's in the 50, 45, 40. He's going to go all the way. 30. He's in the 20. He's in the 10, 5. Touchdown, Luers!
Fantastic shot. If you watch if they'll give us a replay in a few minutes, you'll see that was off of a trap play right up the middle.
79 yards for a touchdown. He's gone 73 and 79. Here it is again.
If you're watching on this replay, watch the left guard trap that tackle, 75, and that popped the seam, and a great move right there, back to the outside and over the man, and he's gone. Great run, great play.
Now the extra point. John Jenkins will try the extra point. Ball is spotted, the kick is in the air, and it is not good. It is wide to the left. I'm not sure it was deflected. It looked like a moment he might have had a deflection, but he didn't hit it very well. And the score is 14-13 in favor of Indianapolis Chittard after the 73-yard run by Dave Slater.
If you'll watch on his, the field is awfully soft, and I bet you that his pivot foot slipped a little bit, because you could see he just pulled the ball to the left.
Well, the ball was not deflected, as you can see in the replay. He just nubbed it off to the left. He hooked it to the left.
Number 11, Todd Fennell.
Now the kicker is Dave Slater, who just electrified the crowd again with a 73-yard run.
We talk about explosive backs. I think we're seeing a couple of them.
Slater has carried 15 times for 187 yards and 2 touchdowns. His touchdown runs are 63 and 79 a moment ago. I think I said 73 in recap. Here's a short kick. It's picked up on the 23-yard line by Fennell. Fennell is to the 30. He's at the 35, and he crawls to about the 36 or 37-yard line where Tom Carto brings him down. So we have a 14-13 score. Chittard out in front at 7:07 of the 3rd quarter.
38-yard kickoff. Good by number 11, Todd.
First down and 10. Put it on the 36-yard line. Chittard territory.
37-yard line.
Getting much colder here now. High formation. Delvin Bailey back deep. Man in motion. Blocks for Bailey. Bailey to the 40, and he skips and squirms and is finally down on the 43-yard line by Tom Carto.
Luers has just shifted into an eagle, which what we call, and all that is the outside the tackle slides over the guard, and this man in motion is actually picking him off, and he's cutting to the outside.
34, Tom Carto making the stop.
Chris Barnes has gone in for John Dubois. Barnes is wide to the right. Franklin is wide to the left. Franklin is number 8 there in the lower part of your picture. I formation, 2nd down and 4. Bailey is so quick. And off to Bailey. Bailey dives. He does not, I don't believe, get the first down. He stopped around the 46-yard line. He must get to the 47. And Mark Litchfield again making the tackle. Franklin comes out. It'll be 3rd down and 1.
We're seeing some real good linebacking play. Cal Miller is doing a real fine job, and Quackenbush both. They're both fine linebackers. And what they're trying to do is isolate them on the inside like that.
Todd Fennell is number 11 who just joined the huddle there. He's another wide receiver. He's on this side. Terry Franklin is out. 3rd down and 1. And the quarterback, Sam keeps it for the first down into Luers territory, and he's down to the 47-yard line. Finally bringing him down was Tom Carto, 34 again.
That's one of those plays. I know the tackle, he just broke the seam between the linebacker and the tackle, and that's how he got all that yardage.
John Sam on a keeper picks up 7 yards.
Here's Dubois back in, number 80. He brings the play in. They're alternating wide receivers now to call the signals, bring it in from the bench. Dubois wide left. Fennell is wide right. Here's Dubois in motion toward the line of scrimmage. He turns, ball handed out to Bailey. Bailey is hit, and he's down about the 45-yard line. Two members of Bishop Luers, Mike Ratanis is the first man to hit him, and he's aided by Bob Welling.
That's 3 out of their last 4 plays have been the same play. They're taking that man in motion and sending him in and actually double-teaming the nose man that time and then put the fullback on the linebacker.
Chris Barnes, 10, is in the lineup, coming to the right of your picture and running out of it. So it's 2nd down and 7 on the Luers, just inside the 45-yard line. Fillingworth was changing positions. Man in motion is Burns. Here's the pitch back to Delray Bailey. Bailey is drifting and turning. The penalty flag is down. There's going to be a holding or an illegal block called against Indianapolis Chatard as Bob Welling makes the tackle on Bailey. Luers is getting some penetration now, Frank Houck.
You bet. On that, again, we had some great defensive end play again. That turned it right back into the defense. That's the type of defense that Luers has been running. It's a very fundamental defense, but that's what they've got to do to stop this offense, and they've done a real fine job of it on that play.
It's going to be a major walk-off against Indianapolis Chatard.
I'm sure that Chatard over the season has just been awesome going around the ends, and I think they've met their match tonight so far with the defensive ends from Luers.
They're penalized back to the 38-yard line. Illegal block, clipping penalty. It is 2nd down, and let's call it 22 to go. 4 minutes, 19-second mark. This is the period number 3, and Chatard clings to a 14-13 lead. Delvin Bailey is back of Mike Hackman. Burns goes in motion. And here's Sam back to throw, has time. He's going to go deep and diving for the ball and catching it along the 47-yard line. Chris Barnes, but they're going to rule it incomplete that he trapped the ball. There's a penalty flag anyway. There's a flag back at the line of scrimmage, and here it is again, Frank.
This is the same play they ran earlier in the first quarter. If you'll notice the man in motion, the second man breaks out into the flat, and they've given him too much room out there, as you can see, but apparently they really trapped it.
And another walk-off against Indianapolis Chatard. The down will remain the same, 2nd, but another walk-off of 10 more yards. It'll be 2nd down and 32 to go. So Fennell and Chris Barnes are into the lineup for Indianapolis Chatard to have a 2nd down and most of Marion County to go.
I tell you, if you remember the first quarter on the draw and the screen, they still have that, and I wouldn't be surprised with 2nd down and 3rd. They may not try to get it all at once, and they may come back with a draw right now and hope they can break Bailey. So Luers has got to be ready for it.
3rd and 32 yards to go. Bailey is deep. He's back in an I formation. Sound the quarterback, and the draw play. You called it, but they were expecting it. You called it, Frank, the draw play, and he's brought down for another loss by Mike Ratanis. Bailey is stopped, and Terry Franklin will go in for the punt.
Come on, let's go.
Let's call that tackler Bob Welling and not Ratanis.
Real nice play defensively for Luers.
So Terry Franklin will punt. He's punted twice, averaging around 40 yards. Hartman and Slater are back. We're at 3 minutes and 22 seconds to go in the 3rd. He's averaging 43 and a half. Here's a line drive coming downfield. Bonds at midfield. It'll be downed at the 43-yard line by Chatard. Todd Fennell downing the ball in his first down at 10, and Luers has the ball in pretty good field position. With 3 minutes and 12 seconds to go in the 3rd quarter, it's 14-13 in favor of Chatard. Luers is putting the ball in play now after the 46-yard punt. 3 minutes to go in the 3rd period. Option play, the pitch is to Slater. He's going to be hit. He gets away from one man. He gets away from another man. Finally is dragged out of bounds. Thrown out of bounds by Tim Cottrell.
On that play, they had penetration from the defensive secondary. Their strong safety came up and actually took the pitch man that time. They're going to have to get someone to block that man before they can get that play to go.
Ball on the 43-yard line. Second down, no gain. I formation in the Luers backfield. Dodane is wide to the right. Bogdan in the slot to the right. Slater back with Hartman. And it is Hartman under trap. He's into the secondary over midfield. And he's down near the 48-yard line. He's short of the first down. Brought down by Terry Franklin and Damon Taylor. Good quick opener, Frank.
You bet. I think what's happening is they've been slanting a great deal to the tight end, and that's why you see so much action toward the slot. But I think that I wouldn't be surprised to see a reverse coming from that slot back.
Dodane wide to the right. Bogdan in the slot to the right. And Effinger may be checking off. He is. And it is headed off to Hartman. Hartman into the secondary for a first down near the 41-yard line where Rob Tilley brings him down.
That was a great play. The quarterback, I think, changed the play because he saw a six-man front. They changed their defense, and he just gave it to Slater to the outside veer, and that's what popped open.
First down and 10 on the 41. Luers is driving now. They seem to be growing with confidence at the moment. Again, the slot to the right. Dodane outside on the right side. Again, Effinger seems to be checking off. And it's handed off to Hartman on a slant. He dives to around the 37-yard line where Mike Rowe tackles him.
Every time he sees that six-man front again, you notice they're running that outside veer. This time they went to Hartman on the same play that Slater went all the way with one time. They're doing a nice job of running, and the quarterback's doing a fine job.
It is second down for Luers. Hartman has carried the ball 8 times for 30 yards. Second down and 5. Same formation. Dodane wide. Bogdan in the slot. And there's a quick pass downfield, incomplete. It was thrown down to the 21-yard line, thrown for Gary Jackson, but it was too low.
That play was there. I'll tell you, he had split the safeties. If he could have just gotten the ball up a little bit, he would have been in the end zone.
So it'll be third down and 5. An excellent call on second and short. Third down and 5. We're in the final minute of the third period. 14-13 in favor of Indianapolis Chatard. Same formation, slot formation to the right. There's another quick pass. It is caught at the 20-yard line, and down is Darren Bogdan around the 16-yard line. Terry Franklin making the tackle.
You've got to give Kiefer a lot of credit. It's the same play he just ran 5 seconds ago. This time he came back with the same play, touchdown. As you can see, it's the same play he ran before. Look at the slot back. He'll just pop right over the middle. And there he is. Boom. He splits the safety. One more step, and he's in the end zone.
19-yard gain. First down and 10. And it is handed off to Hartman. Hartman cracks to the 16-yard line where Jack Fillenworth and Rick Masters tackle him. Bogdan back into the lineup.
And Rick Masters making the stop.
Dan Dwyer going out as Steve Kiefer is calling the plays, alternating as wide receivers. And Luers is on a drive now. They're on a roll. They're down by a point at 2nd and 9, and that's the end of the third quarter. With a score, Indianapolis Chatard 14 and Fort Wayne Bishop Luers 13. And it is second down and 9 on the 16-yard line. The Knights are threatening here. And the pitch back is to Dave Slater. Slater cuts in, it is down. Good defense by Jack Fillenwood, Terry Franklin.
Their cornerback and their defensive end came up and actually turned that around. If they're going to attack that, I think they're going to have to go off tackle.
Time of possession here in 3 quarters. Luers 17 minutes, 55 seconds. Chatard 18 minutes and 5.